This is one of the most important topic in biochemistry. Before we discuss about the protein biosynthesis, we must know that the precursor molecule which is required for protein biosynthesis is RNA. Let us discuss some points about this RNA. RNA is a single strand. It is a single strand structure, and these are three in number: mRNA, rRNA, and tRNA. There are three different types of RNA. That is, first one is mRNA, second one is rRNA, and third one is tRNA. Now, let us discuss how these mRNA, tRNA, and rRNA are formed. At first, DNA will get converted into mRNA with the help of enzyme called RNA polymerase 2. mRNA is formed with the help of RNA polymerase 2. This is about mRNA. And second one is DNA is converted into rRNA. This DNA will get converted into rRNA with the help of enzyme called RNA polymerase 1. This is RNA polymerase 1 and this is RNA polymerase 2. And third one is DNA will get converted into tRNA. Third structure is tRNA. Now this tRNA is formed with the help of enzyme called RNA polymerase 3. In this way, this mRNA is formed. mRNA is formed with the help of enzyme called RNA polymerase 2, and rRNA is formed with the help of RNA polymerase 1, and tRNA is formed with the help of RNA polymerase 3. And if we discuss the structure of mRNA, let us consider this is the structure of mRNA, in which this is 5 prime and this is 3 prime. Now this is the structure of mRNA. This mRNA internally consists of 5 different types of structures. At first, it contains 7-methyl guanosine triphosphate. 7-methyl guanosine triphosphate is present at the starting of 5 prime, and continuation of this 7-methyl guanosine triphosphate. Next structure is 5 prime untranslated region. The next structure which is present adjacent to the 7-methyl guanosine triphosphate cap is called 5 prime untranslated region. This is untranslated region, and the adjacent structure which is present to the 5 prime untranslated region is called coding zone or coding region. First structure is 7-methyl guanosine triphosphate, and second structure is 5 prime untranslated region, and third one is coding region or coding zone, and fourth one is 3 prime untranslated region. This is 5 prime untranslated region. This is 3 prime untranslated region. Now here this coding zone consists of starting codons and stopping codons. These are starting and these are stopping. Starting codons are AUG and stopping codons are UAA and UAG and UGA. These are the three different types of stopping codons, and AUG is a starting codon which is also called methionine. This is the structure of mRNA, and when we consider the structure of tRNA, this tRNA is a structure which is in form of three forms, that is primary, secondary and tertiary. This primary structure is discovered by Holy. Holy is a scientist which has discovered this primary tRNA, and this secondary tRNA looks like clover leaf. Secondary structure of this tRNA looks like the clover leaf, and the tertiary structure looks like L shape. The tertiary structure of this tRNA looks like L shape, and there is a mnemonic to understand, that is DATA. Data should be here. Let us draw the diagram of tRNA. This is D loop, this is D loop, and it is anticodon. A means anticodon loop, and this is T psi C group, T psi C loop, and it is A group. A means acceptor, and it is anticodon. Now, as I told data, this D consists of 4 nucleotides and A consists of 5 nucleotides, 5 nitrogen bases, and this T consists of 5 nitrogen bases and A consists of 7 nitrogen bases. Now, as we discuss this, I told this is a D, and it consists of 4 nitrogen bases, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a D loop, and it consists of 4 nitrogen bases, and A loop consists of 5 nitrogen bases, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It consists of 5 nitrogen bases, and T also consists of 5 nitrogen bases, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2. This is about T loop, and acceptor group consists of 7 nitrogen bases, that are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2. This is about, here it consists of 4 nitrogen bases, and here it consists of 5 nitrogen bases, and here it consists of 5 nitrogen bases, and here it consists of 7 nitrogen bases. Now this is about structure of tRNA molecule. Now when we discuss about rRNA molecule, rRNA, this rRNA is also called ribozyme, and it consists of 2 types of RNA. One is 70S RNA and 80S RNA. It is in prokaryotes and it is in eukaryotes. This 80S RNA is divided into 60S and 40S. The 70S ribosome is converted into 50S and 30S. These are about types of RNA which are precursor molecule which is required for the synthesis of proteins. RNA is a single stranded, and there are three types. One is mRNA, rRNA, and tRNA. This mRNA is formed with the help of RNA polymerase 2, and rRNA is formed with the help of RNA polymerase 1, and tRNA is formed with the help of RNA polymerase 3. This is a structure of mRNA, and this is a structure of tRNA, and this is a structure of rRNA. mRNA consists of four parts, that are: first one is 7-methyl guanosine triphosphate, and 5' untranslated region and coding region, and 3' untranslated region. This is a structure of mRNA, and this is a structure of tRNA in which it is discovered by Holy, and the primary structure of this tRNA looks like cloverleaf, and the tertiary structure is look like L shape, and this is D loop, and this is A loop, and it is T size C loop, and this is acceptor loop which accepts amino acids here, and it contains 4 nitrogen bases, and here 5 nitrogen bases, and here 5 nitrogen bases, and here 7 nitrogen bases. This is about protein biosynthesis, about the precursor molecules which are required for protein biosynthesis. Now let us discuss the mechanism of this protein biosynthesis. This protein biosynthesis, in protein biosynthesis, let us first discuss about definition and requirements, and third one are steps. What is the definition of protein biosynthesis? These proteins are synthesized from RNA, which undergoes translation. DNA will undergoes transcription, resulting in the formation of RNA, and the RNA molecule will undergoes translation process, will result in the formation of protein. And when we discuss about these requirements, here we require rRNA, tRNA, and mRNA, and ATP. These are required for the protein biosynthesis and enzymes. rRNA, tRNA, mRNA, ATP, and enzymes are required for the synthesis of protein biosynthesis. And when we discuss about the steps which are involved in this, these steps includes, first step includes activation of tRNA. This is the first step, that is activation of tRNA, and second step is initiation, and third step is elongation, and fourth step is termination. These are the 4 steps which are involved in protein biosynthesis. That are, first step is activation of tRNA, and second step is, this is the first step, that is activation of tRNA, and second step is initiation, and third step is elongation, fourth step is termination. Now when we discuss about initiation, here we discuss about, firstly we discuss about activation of mRNA. This is the first step, and second step is ribosomal dissociation. First step is activation of mRNA. Second step is ribosomal dissociation. Third step is formation of ternary complex. Third step is ternary complex, and fourth step is formation of 43S P initiation complex, and fifth step is formation of 48S P initiation complex, and sixth step is formation of 80S P initiation complex. These are the 5 subdivisions which we discuss under this initiation process. That is, first one is activation of mRNA, and second one is ribosomal dissociation, and third one is ternary formation of ternary complex, and fourth one is 43S formation of 43S initiation complex, fifth one is formation of 48S initiation complex, and sixth one is formation of 80S initiation complex. And this is about initiation step. And when we discuss about elongation, firstly we discuss about attachment of tRNA with A site. With A site. This is first step, and second step is formation of peptide bond. And third step is, first step is attachment of tRNA with A site, and second step is peptide bond formation, third one is translocation. Third step is elongation. In elongation we discuss about attachment of tRNA with A site and formation of peptide bond, and third step is translocation. And when we discuss about termination, we discuss about stop codons and first we discuss about stop codons, and we discuss about releasing factor. We discuss about releasing factor. These are the steps which are involved in protein biosynthesis. That are, first one is activation of tRNA, and second one is initiation, third one is elongation, fourth one is termination. Now let us discuss in detail about the steps. First step is activation of tRNA molecule. First step is activation of tRNA molecule. How this tRNA molecule will get activated means, first of all, amino acid will react with ATP and it will form a complex called enzyme AMP amino acid. Once again, this amino acid, any type of amino acid, will react with ATP and with the help of enzyme called amino acyl tRNA synthetase. This is the first step, that is amino acid will react with ATP in the presence of enzyme called amino acyl tRNA synthetase will form enzyme AMP amino acid. Now this enzyme AMP amino acid will react with tRNA molecule. This is tRNA molecule, and it will form now. This entire complex is called activated tRNA. Activated tRNA. This is the activated tRNA. This is the first step, and coming to the second step, that is, in first step, amino acid will react with ATP in presence of enzyme called amino acid tRNA synthetase will form enzyme AMP amino acid. Now this enzyme AMP amino acid will react with tRNA, will form this activated tRNA molecule. This is the first step, and when we discuss second step, that is in second step, that is initiation. In initiation, the first step is activation of mRNA. This is mRNA activation, which is the first step. And how this mRNA will get activated means, let us consider this is mRNA, this is a 5 prime and this is a 3 prime, and here, as we know that there is 7-methyl guanosine triphosphate at the end of 5th prime. This is 7-methyl guanosine triphosphate in 5th position at the 5th prime. Now this mRNA with the help of a factor called, that is 4F factor. Now this 4F factor is a combination of 4G plus 4A plus 4E. This is important point, that is there is a factor which is called 4F factor. This 4F factor is a combination of 4G, 4A and 4E. Now this 4F factor will get bind up with this 7-methyl guanosine triphosphate. This 4F factor will get bind up with 7-methyl guanosine triphosphate. Now, what is the function of this 4E means? It helps in recognition of recognizing the cap. Here the cap means 7-methyl guanosine triphosphate. This is first step. Once I can write this first step here, where this F4F molecule will get binded. This is 5 prime and this is 3 prime. Here we consist of 7-methyl guanosine triphosphate. This is 7-methyl guanosine triphosphate, and the 4F molecule will get attached here. This 4F molecule will get attached here. Now, this is first step. In second step, there is one more factor or protein called 4B protein along with poly A binding protein. There is one more protein called 4B protein, and there is one more protein called poly A binding protein. Now, there is one more thing, that is here consists of A, U, G. This is a starting codon, and this 4B protein will get attached to the, this is 5 prime and it is 3 prime. This is 4F, and this 4B molecule will get attached here. This is 4B molecule, or this is 4B protein, in which here it is AUG. This 4B molecule will get attached to the before adjacent side of this AUG, and this PAB molecule will get attached to the 3 prime. This is 7-methyl guanosine triphosphate, and it is 4F protein, and it is 4B protein, and it is poly A binding protein. Now, whenever these all proteins will get binded to the mRNA, now this entire structure is called activated mRNA. This is the activated mRNA. This is first step, that is activation of mRNA, and when we discuss the second step in initiation, that is ribosomal dissociation. Second step is ribosomal dissociation. As we know that in eukaryotes 80S ribosomes are present. These 80S ribosomes will get cleaved into two types. One is 60S ribosomes and other one is 40S ribosomes. Once again, this is the first step, and the second step is ribosomal dissociation, and this ribosomal dissociation will take place with the help of initiation factor, that is eukaryotic initiation factor 6. Eukaryotic initiation factor 6 is required for the, there are total 6 initiation factors are present in eukaryotic. Now in ribosomal dissociation, eukaryotic initiation factor number 6 is useful for the dissociation of these 80S ribosomes into 60S and 40S. This is the second step, and third step is formation of ternary complex. What is this ternary complex? How this ternary complex is formed means, now this is tRNA molecule. This tRNA molecule along with ATP plus eukaryotic initiation factor 2. Now, how this ternary complex is formed means, this is a tRNA molecule. This tRNA molecule along with one ATP and one eukaryotic initiation factor number 2. This total complex is called ternary complex. Once again, how this ternary complex is formed means, this is a tRNA molecule. tRNA molecule will get binded with ATP, and this ATP along with this ATP, eukaryotic initiation factor number 2 is responsible for formation of ternary complex. These are the 3 steps. First one is activation of mRNA, second one is ribosomal dissociation, third one is ternary complex, and fourth one is formation of 40S ribosome, 43S initiation factor. Now let us consider this 40S ribosome. Let us consider this is 40S ribosomes. Here this is 40S ribosomes, and for this 40S ribosomes there are, one is eukaryotic initiation factor number 1 and eukaryotic initiation factor number 3. For 40S after dissociation, this 60S and 40S are separated. Now when we consider these 40S ribosomes after formation of ternary complex, for these 40S ribosomes, eukaryotic initiation factor number 1 and eukaryotic initiation factor number 3 are binded for these proteins, are binded for these 40S ribosomes. And our fourth step is formation of 43S P initiation complex. How this 43PS initiation complex is formed means, let us consider this structure. This is 40S ribosomes in which eukaryotic initiation factor number 1 and eukaryotic initiation factor number 2, 3. Eukaryotic initiation factor 1 and eukaryotic initiation factor number 3 are attached. This is a structure we wrote here. And how this 43SP initiation complex is formed means, now this ternary complex will get attached to the 40S ribosomes. ATP and eukaryotic initiation factor number 2. Now whenever this ternary complex is attached with 40S ribosomes in which it contains initiation factor number 1 and initiation factor number 3, now this entire complex is called 43SP initiation complex. This is 43SP initiation complex. And once again, how this 43SP initiation complex is formed means, this is the 40S ribosomes in which it attaches this initiation factor 1 and initiation factor 3 at this stage. And after attachment, here we know that this is a ternary complex. Now this ternary complex will get attached to this whole substance. After attachment, this total complex is called 43SP initiation complex. Now the fifth step is formation of 48SP initiation complex. What is this 48SP initiation complex means? Let us consider. This is 40S ribosomes and this is eukaryotic initiation factor 1 and eukaryotic initiation factor 3, and this is ternary complex with eukaryotic initiation factor 2. This is 43S ribosomes in which whenever the mRNA will be attached to this substance, this is 5' and this is 3'. This is mRNA molecule. Whenever this mRNA molecule will get attached to the 43SP initiation complex, this entire complex is called 48SP initiation complex. This is formation of 48SP initiation complex, and last step in this initiation is formation of 80SP initiation complex. how this 48S initiation complex is formed means, now this entire complex will be attached to the 60S ribosomes. Let us consider this is 60S ribosomes in which 40S ribosomes is attached and eukaryotic initiation factor 1 and ternary complex and eukaryotic initiation factor 2 and this mRNA molecule 5' to 3'. This is 60S ribosomes. Now this entire complex is called 80SP initiation complex. This is complete steps of first one, that is initiation. In first step of initiation is mRNA activation, and second one is ribosomal dissociation, and third one is formation of ternary complex, and fourth one is formation of 43SP initiation complex, and fifth one is formation of 48SP initiation complex, and sixth one is formation of 80SP initiation complex. These are about first step, that is initiation, and the next step is elongation. Our next step in protein biosynthesis is elongation. For this elongation step, we must draw the ATS diagram, ATS P initial complex diagram, that is this is 5' and 3', and this is 60S ribosomes. Now, whenever 80S ribosomes are formed, 80S P initiation complex is formed. Now, this elongation factor 1 and elongation factor 2 and elongation factor 3 will get detached. Now, there are three different sites in the head of this 60S ribosomes. The first site is called A site, and middle site is called B site, and the last one is called exit site or elimination site. There are three different sites are present in the head of the 60S ribosomes, in which this right site is called A site, and middle site is called P site, and last one is called exit site. Now, in elongation, the first step is attachment of tRNA with A site. is first step. tRNA with A site. One more tRNA molecule let us consider. This is tRNA molecule in which it contains AUG. It is methionine tRNA, and let us consider this diagram here. Now, when we consider the A site, this is A site and this is P site and it is exit site. Attachment of tRNA with this A site. Now, this tRNA molecule, we already here we have one tRNA molecule with this. Now, this tRNA molecule will get attached to this tRNA, attached to the 68 ribosomes. Here it forms tRNA molecule, and this is the first step. And when we come to the second step, that is formation of peptide bond. Now, now the second step is formation of peptide bond. Now here we added methionine tRNA with this normal tRNA. Now this in this step the methyl group from this tRNA will get binded to this normal tRNA. Here the formation of peptide bond. Here the peptide bond is formed. This is second step, and the third step is translocation. In translocation, let us consider the structure again. This is P site and this is A site, this is P site and this is exit site. Now in translocation step, the tRNA molecule which is present in A site, the tRNA molecule which is present in A site, P site, now the tRNA molecule which is present in A site will get translocated to the exit site. Here the new tRNA molecule which is came from this P site will get shifted to this exit site. In this way, the translocation will take place, that is from A site to the exit site. Now, the tRNA molecule which is came to this exit site, here it forms peptide bonds. In this way, the new protein will get, here the new protein will be formed. protein will be formed. Now, after this formation of new protein, here the A site will get empty. Now when A site is empty, another tRNA molecule will get attached and same process takes place, that is translocation takes place, and one more protein molecule will get formed. This is elongation process. Now termination process. Third one is termination process. In the termination process, we discuss about stop codons and releasing factors. Stop codons are 3 in number: UAA, UAG, UGA. These are the 3 different types of stop codons, and there are 2 releasing factors. One is first releasing factor and second releasing factor. These these 2 factors undergoes hydrolysis. These 2 releasing factors will undergo hydrolysis and will result in the formation of protein. This is complete description of protein biosynthesis.